Okay, well, I guess we're at 7:20 here, so we'll get started. Thanks for those that are joining us today. We'll start off with a few introductions. My name is Scott Hughes. I'm a communications technology teacher at Glebe Collegiate, and I'm also currently serving as our Trades and Technology Subject Council Chair for the OCDSB. Joining me tonight is the Vanna White to my Pat Sajak, the Robin to my Batman will be Mr. James Cleveland. He is our Trades and Technology Curriculum Support. He's part of Innovation and Adolescent Learning with at the board. So he'll be fielding, he'll be checking the chat for us. And if you have any questions as we go through, we have 15 minutes and there's quite a bit of stuff that we do want to go through. So we're going to kind of just jump right into it. But if you have questions, feel free to use the chat at the bottom of your screen or within Zoom, or we do have a question and answer period right at the end, which you can hold your questions for. So without further ado, we'll get started. Tonight, what we want to talk about really quickly is trades and technology at any school really in Ontario is quite large, and there's a little bit you need to know. So we're going to talk about the different options that students have should they want to pursue trades and technology courses. We'll talk about the different pathways that you can take. We've got some, we're going to talk about what courses, how it fits into your graduation requirements. We'll talk really briefly about career opportunities, and then I'm going to provide you with some resources. So there'll be some links in this presentation, and I'm actually going to go into the chat right now, and I'll post this presentation, the link to it. So if at any point you'd like to see any of these resources, you can get it there as opposed to trying to write it down really quickly. So within trades and technology, we have 10 broad-based technology courses or BBTs. These are basically different sectors that students can join. And I've got some images here at the bottom of the screen, and I'm going to go through them. We'll go through this slide quickly because I do explain them a little bit more as we go on. So we have 10 different areas that students can join should they be interested in pursuing trades and technology courses. Now, when you're choosing your technology course, it's really important that you pay attention to that middle letter, because we have had students sign up for courses and didn't realize that they'd gone a different way. So maybe they thought they were going with a more artistic course and they ended up in an engineering, or they thought they were getting construction and they ended up in automotive, or transportation, I should say. So it's really important that you pay attention to that middle character when you choose your courses. All tech courses start with a T. And then it's that middle character that you need to pay attention to. And that last character can be interesting as well. And I'm going to mention that in a moment. So if that middle letter is G, TGJ, you're talking about communications technology. And this is where students learn about media. So they will learn about animation, photography, videography, and those sorts of courses. Now, that last character is schools may offer an emphasis course. So if students enter TGJ, they're getting a little bit of everything. They're going to get a little bit of animation, a little bit of videography, a little bit of graphic design. Some schools have chosen to have an emphasis. So perhaps they want to dedicate a full course to video. That would be TGV. They want to do interactive media. That would be TGI. So some schools can offer emphasis courses. So if they're interested more in media, look for the G. But then look at that last character and see, is it an emphasis course? And they're really focusing on one subject. If that middle character is in E, we're talking about computer technology. So TEJ, we do then have emphasis courses on things like electronics and robotics and networking. So again, schools could offer emphasis courses within computer technology. Construction technology and woodworking. So students can choose to go more of the construction route, which is the TCJ you see here, which is all about framing and construction that you would see in house building. And then the TWJ is woodworking. So that's where we get into more fine-tuning cabinet making. And should the students have an interest in that. We have green industries. Should they go THJ? I'm going to go through this kind of quickly just to make sure that we get through the rest of the material. You are the first presentations of the evening, so sorry, folks, you're kind of the test for me here tonight. TXJ, we actually have a couple of schools that offer hairstyling and aesthetics, really, really awesome courses where we start talking about makeup and aesthetics, hairstyling, really, really awesome courses. We have healthcare as well. So the TPJ, hospitality and tourism, that's where we get into the culinary work as well. So kind of the restaurant sort of area. And then emphasis courses again with baking and cooking, should the schools decide to go that route. Manufacturing technology. So this is where we get into creating things with the machines. So we're talking about the CNC and those sorts of machines working with metal. So we have courses for that, again, getting into robotics. So think about doing those like robotic arms. We have technological design. So now we're getting into your drafting and more the AutoCAD sort of style of it, or SketchUp if you're using the kind of the Autodesk or Google environment. And then finally, we have our transportation technology. It's commonly known as automotive, but really the one description I love is that if it's got wheels or it moves, they can work on it. So there's a lot of different, whether you're working on motorcycles, snowmobiles, or sorry, I should say if it's got an engine, you're going to be working on it. So some really, really cool courses. So the thing is, at the start of the presentation, you'll see that I called it TIJ and how it fits in. So these are all courses that are offered from the grade 10 to 12 level. So the question becomes then, well, I'm the parent of a grade 8 student, a grade 9 student. I don't understand, like, how does this work for me if this doesn't start till grade 10? That's the TIJ course. The great thing about the TIJ course is it is the introduction to technology. And what schools will do is they will get a sampling, or they'll offer a TIJ course, which gives you a sampling of all the technology courses that they offer at their school. So for instance, if a school offers construction, transportation, and engineering, so they offer those 3 tech courses, students entering the grade 9 program, the TIJ, would get a little bit of each of those 3 subject areas. And what that allows them to do is decide, I really liked this area. I really liked working in transportation. Well, we have a stream for you. I really liked working in engineering. We have a stream for you. I really liked working in hairstyling and aesthetics. I think you get it. So the students will get a sampling, a little bit, just a taste of each of the things that the school has to offer. Then they can make a decision as to the stream, should they want to continue in technology, trades and technology, I should say, of where they want to go. So that's the TIJ 1.0 course. The neat thing about, or I should say, one of the things I wanted to emphasize about our trades and technology courses is that all trades and technology teachers are either Red Sealed certified or they have industry experience. So one of the requirements to teach trades in technology in Ontario is that you have to have industry experience, should it be a certain area, or you have to be Red Sealed if it comes to areas like transportation and construction. So we have technology teachers that have worked in the industry and are bringing that experience into the classroom, which I think is really, really incredible, because it really prepares our students. They're able to ask those questions. They're able to find out, how these areas are evolving and what they need to do to get into the industry. And a lot of times these individuals have just come straight from the industry into teaching. So we have an awesome opportunity for students there. So when it comes to the pathways, I want to play a video for you here that's going to explain some options for you, and then we're going to get a little bit more specific about each of the aspects of it. So I'm going to play that video now.
Integrated STEM education opens the door to many different careers for students of varied interests. Within Ontario, students can benefit from pathways and opportunities available to them, from elementary to secondary school, post-secondary, and the world of work. Starting at the elementary level, students can begin their learning through STEM exploration activities. The OCD website provides educators with various design challenges and exercises to help develop interests among students beginning in grade 1. Once students enter into grades 7 and 8, more opportunities open up to them, both within and outside their home school. STEM classes become available, with a focus on problem solving through the understanding of real-world applications. Activities built within each course begin challenging students to think beyond the written concepts and formulas.
Sorry, I'm going to stop the video there, folks. Sorry, I forgot to unmute. I just realized I'm getting short on time here. The link that I provided in the chat does have this presentation with that link in it, which I highly suggest you look at. I do get into the options here, so I want to discuss those very quickly. When you're signing up for tech courses, you have to look at the last character in there as well. We offer trades and technology courses that have an O, which is open, which means that there's no prerequisite. Any student can enter it. And at our grade of 9, 10 levels, this is really good because students get to experience and try out trades and technology courses that maybe they're just interested in. They're not 100% sure if it's going to be part of their pathway. So this is great. It's open. Any student can enter it. Absolutely zero prerequisites needed for that. After that, we get into grade 11 and 12, where it gets a little bit more diverse. We have open again, so it could be anybody can join it. We have college level for students that are going to be going the college stream. We have university and college. So if they're going, even if they're going the university stream or college stream, this is a great course that covers both. And then we have workplace, which is E. So those characters let you know kind of which stream it's in. Grade 11 courses do not have prerequisites, so any student can join it. You do not have to take the grade 10 to take the grade 11. However, in grade 12, there is a grade 11 level for each of those. So if a student is going into grade 12 and is thinking about taking technology, they would have to take the grade 11 level unless the grade 12 level is open, which means everybody. There are also different opportunities for students from cooperative education. So they get to kind of learn on the job. Oh yeah, they can actually be working towards an apprenticeship while they're in high school. Some great opportunities there. I would suggest you investigate. The dual credit program, they can earn high school credits and university college credits at the same time. And then the specialist high skills major. So that is basically where you are going to I kind of say you major in a subject area while you're in high school. So you could be going somewhere for, again, I keep choosing transportation because James is here and he's a transportation teacher. You could go to a school and specialize in transportation technology. There's also great opportunities like Skills Ontario, where we take the students' skill sets and we allow them to apply it. So think of this as kind of like the Tech Olympics. So students can go and they could be competing in graphic design, they could be competing in hairstyle and aesthetics, construction, a great opportunity to compete at a provincial and a national level in tech. So how do these courses fit in? Again, I'm going to fly, folks, because I took longer than I expected. In high school, you have 18 compulsory and 12 optional credits, so where students get to choose. You need to take courses in each category. Technology falls under group 3. So if you take a technology course, you satisfied the group 3 category, which is compulsory. After that, they fall into the elective category. So you can continue on in trades and technology, and you're earning your optional credits where you need 12 to do that. So that's where technology falls in. Again, the elective courses. Career opportunities, I'm going to do this quickly. There are a lot. These are just some slides that show you opportunities that are in each of our sectors, each of the 10 sectors. And some of them are at the bottom. You'll notice that it's a red sealed trade. And the final thing I wanted to mention, I really like this. Mike Rowe, host from Dirty Jobs, which you may have seen sometime in the past. We're lending money we don't have to kids who can't pay it back to train them for jobs that no longer exist. That's nuts. I'm certainly not knocking any form of education when I put this statement up there. I think whatever path a student chooses is it's what's right for them and whatever the pathway is. So what I just ask when students are thinking about trades and technology, this is the slide I really believe in. Normalize sending kids to trade schools after high school without making them feel like they're less than 4-year university kids. I think it's really important that if a student decides that trades and technology is the route that they want to go, whether that's in soft tech computers or hard tech, more the construction side of it, that we need to really encourage that. And I think the pandemic has shown us that it's these jobs that are very, very necessary and needed. And I've offered some resources here for you. Again, this is in the link in the chat that I posted earlier. So you can learn more about the BBTs. the broad-based technology courses within the OCDSB. You can learn about OCTE, which is the Ontario Council for Technological Education, and they offer a lot of resources for parents, students, teachers alike. For anybody who's interested in going to it and may have some questions, highly suggest the OCTE website. There's some curriculum guides, and then I mentioned really briefly the different pathways from SHISM to the OYAP, Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. And if you want to learn more about that, there are links included in this presentation there. And I think I finished right on time. Unfortunately, I had to fly through a few things, folks. I apologize, but again, you are the first group. I do appreciate that. We have, I believe, 5 minutes now for any questions that people may have. So if you have questions, feel free to post those for us. And I just realized the link to that presentation, I don't think went to everybody. I'll post it in the chat one more time. So if you'd like those resources for OCTE, for OYAP, any of those options, even the BBTs within the OCDSB, please have a link at that. Please have a look at the presentation, which I posted in the chat. And while we are waiting, I think I'm just going to remind people as well, the next session starts, I believe, at 7:40. So if you are attending another session here tonight, now is that opportunity to move on over. And James, I think we're getting our second round of people attending. I think I'm gonna skip the video. I'm not even going to show that. That was a lot. It goes a lot quicker than I expected.
Yeah,
so.
No, that was good though. Yeah, I don't know if do we get indications that they're showing up, or are they just showing up? I'm not sure.
I'm looking, if you look at I'm looking at the participants at the bottom. So you can see that we have 13 participants.
Oh, okay, I see there, yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm looking at. So there are people showing up from their last session.
Yeah,
We'll
I asked Maria, and she'll start it once the account increases.
With that, I'll say welcome to the people that are popping in here. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll get started here in about a minute. Hopefully you enjoyed your last session. I hope you enjoy this one even more, though. I'll do my best. And with that, folks, I think we'll get started. We're at 7:40, which I believe is the start time for our second session. We've got quite a bit to go through, so I'm going to jump right in if that's okay with everybody. So tonight, what we want to talk to you about is the TIJ 1.0, and it's the beginning to your trades and technology journey in high school. Today, what we're going to do is talk about the TIJ 1.0 course, the grade 9 tech course, as well as all the broad-based technology. So this is a little bit more of a broader tech presentation rather than just the TIJ, but we will be talking about that and how it fits into your high school courses. So with that, we'll start off with some introductions. My name is Scott Hughes, and I am the communication technology teacher at Glebe Collegiate, as well as serving as the subject council chair for trades and technology within the OCDSB. And joining me is the Vanna White to my Pat Sajak. For those of you who actually get that reference, then you're right as old as I am. The Robin to my Batman, Mr. James Cleveland, who is a transportation technology teacher, as well as working as our trades and technology curriculum support at the board level right now. So he will be joining us as well. Just a brief overview of what we're going to be talking about. We'll talk about the technology courses that are offered to you at the high school level, so from grades 9 through 12. We'll talk about the different pathways you can take while you're in high school. We'll talk about how the technology courses fit into your graduation requirements, career opportunities that are available to you, and then I'm going to provide you some resources as well. Now, while we talk about resources, I'm going to paste this presentation in the chat right now. So hopefully everybody can see that. At any point, you can click on that link. You should be able to view it because I have provided links that you can click on to go and if you want to investigate any of the things that I said further, because in 15 minutes, I can't get into too much detail. So if you want to do some more investigation, that is a great way for you to do so. So without further ado, I'll start stalling and get right into it. So we offer 10 broad-based technology courses within the OCDSB and really within Ontario, and they're all listed there. They range from hard tech, which would be more your construction welding courses, soft tech, which is your computer engineering or comm tech courses. And then we offer courses within the hospitality and tourism and hairstyle and aesthetics as well. So we're going to talk about those in a minute. While you're choosing courses, so if you are going into, I'm going to say grades 10 through 12, you really want to pay attention to that middle character. All tech courses start with the letter T at the beginning, and that middle character tells you what exactly you're signing up for. We've had students that have mischosen because they didn't pay attention to what character it was. So they thought they were going into construction, but they ended up maybe in transportation technology, so on and so forth. So we'll talk about those middle characters in a second and how that last character in your course code can come into play as well. So the very first course we'll talk about very briefly is communications technology. You'll see there that's TGJ. So if the first three characters of your course start with TGJ, you've signed up for communication technology. So that's how the letters work when in your course codes. This is all about media and multimedia. So the way I describe it is it's kind of like anything you see on the internet, that's what you do here. You'll do a little bit of animation, you do a little bit of graphic design, videography. That's what the course is dedicated to. Now, what some courses schools have done is instead of offering that broad range where you learn a little bit of everything, they will choose to offer what's called an emphasis course. And each broad-based technology has emphasis courses. So for instance, schools could choose to just do photography. So that would be a TGP course, or they may choose to do interactive media, so animation, TGI. So when you're choosing your courses, TG means comm tech, that last character, J means everything, and then they can get into emphasis courses. So if you ever have questions, ask your guidance counselor, and to make sure it's the right choice for you. Moving on, then we have computer technology, which is your TEJ. So think about repairing computers and connecting them and working more in kind of like a robotics environment. Emphasis courses offered there as well in things like electronics, networking, robotics. And that really comes down to the school though. And the way they decide to run that. Construction technology, so you're talking about essentially house building, and then there's also woodworking. So construction would be more about, think about like framing a house, whereas woodworking would be more cabinet making. So take a look at, your school could have a construction shop, but what is it that they offer there, and what's the course code that they're running it under, just to make sure you've got the right course selected. Green industries, so think about greenhouses and growing. That's another course that some schools are offering as well. TXJ, hairstyle and aesthetics. We have a couple schools offering that within our board. Really, really awesome course. We have healthcare under the TPJ, hospitality and tourism. So that's getting more into, if you think about that, travel and tourism, travel planning, the culinary arts, nutrition, cooking, baking. Okay, those sorts of courses those sorts of topics. That's your TFJ. Manufacturing technology. So now you're getting into like CNC work, and you're doing, you're creating, working with metal, all those sort of things, and combining technology as well. And then the final, two more, my apologies, TGJ, which is your design technology, and that is your drafting. And then finally, you have TTJ, which is your transportation technology. Best description I've ever heard is, if it has an engine in it, you'll learn how to work with it. So it could be a car, it could be a snowmobile, it could be a snowblower, which we may need pretty soon. That's what this course offers. Now, if you're here and you've got a grade 8 student with you, and they're about to go into grade 9, that's great. You're talking about courses that are offered, because these are all offered from the grade 10 to 12 level. So what about my student going into grade 9? Well, they have a couple different options, but the first one I'd highly suggest is the TIJ course, the TIJ 1.0. We'll talk about those last two characters in a second. So the TIJ 1.0 is an introduction. What schools will do is they will offer a little bit of each of the broad-based technologies they offer. So for instance, I'm going to use Glebe as an example. We have engineering, we have CommTech, and we have construction. So we have those three broad-based technologies offered in our school. Students in the TIJ would get a sampling of each of those topics within their course. They can then decide, okay, I really like this stream. I really like doing construction and building. Fantastic. We have courses offered for you at the grades to 10 to 12 level. I really like communication technology and creating multimedia. Great. We have courses for you. I really like engineering. Great. So that way it gives them, because the grade 10 level becomes a spider web and you get it to go a little bit more broad range, it gives them a sampling of each of those courses, so they know they're choosing wisely, as opposed to kind of just going into it. So with that too, one of the things I wanted to mention is that all of our teachers are all of our technology teachers are either red sealed or have industry experience. One of the requirements from the Ontario College of Teachers is that teachers have to be red sealed in areas like welding or transportation technology or construction. So, or they've had industry experience. So they are coming right from the industry, and they're bringing that real world experience with them into the classroom. So that's a really unique experience, or an awesome experience for students to have when it comes to these courses. So your options, I have a video here. It's 3 minutes. I thought I was going to have time to show it. I found it in the last session. I didn't. You can have a look at it. It's created by our Ontario Council of Technological Education. Highly suggest you check it out if you can get a copy of this presentation, but I've summarized it here. When you're choosing your courses at the grade 9 and 10 level, like the TIJ 1.0, the course ends with an O, which means it's open, which means anybody can take it. There's no prerequisite. You have to have no prior knowledge. So when I said grade 9s have a couple different options, highly suggest they start with the TIJ and get a sampling. But if they really knew that this is the area they wanted to go, they could take the grade 10 level, because it's I'll use my courses, for instance, TGJ 2.0. It's open, anybody can take it, no prerequisite. A grade 9 could actually go into a grade 10 level course. I'm not saying I'd highly suggest that or recommend it, but it is an option for them. So if it ends with an O, you're good to go. No, that's a terrible analogy. Rhyme. Sorry. If it ends with an O, anybody can sign up for it. Okay, there's no prerequisite. However, grade 11 and 12, it gets a little bit more complex. You have 4 different streams that your school may offer. Again, grade 11 and 12, they could offer at the open level. Again, no prerequisite. Anybody can take it. C, college. You're going towards a college pathway. Perhaps so here at in Ottawa, you're planning on going to Algonquin College. You could take your courses at the college level that will prepare you for that. Those courses tend to be a little bit more hands-on. The university college M-level courses now are a combination of kind of the hands-on and the theoretical aspect of it. So whether students are going into the university stream or the college stream, pardon me, that's the course that you can take. So if it's offered at the M level, university and college. And then finally, for our students that are looking at going directly into the workforce after high school, that is an E level course. So if the course code ends with the letter E, that is a workplace course. Unfortunately, I put the completely wrong examples down there. That should be TPJ3E and THJ4E. Copy and paste was not friendly to me there. So I apologize for those examples there at the bottom. So again, grade 11 courses do not have prerequisites. So grade 10, there's no prerequisite. Grade 11, there's no prerequisite. This really gives our students to try out multiple different technology courses without feeling that they're kind of, well, I missed my opportunity because I didn't take the grade 10 level. So they could try something in grade 10, realize that isn't the pathway I want to go, and try something different in grade 11. There's no prerequisite. It's when they get to grade 12. The grade 12 courses in technology, you have to have taken the grade 11. At this point, we're expecting students to potentially be thinking about this as a pathway after secondary school. So you have to have the grade 11 and we build on that skill set that they earned in the grade 11 to take the grade 12 course. There are also multiple different pathways. I highly suggest, if technology is what you're looking to get into, or trades in technology, there's co-op, which is awesome. You get to learn on the job. So you get a placement. I've got a student, for instance, that's working in broadcasting and is able to learn while they're working in the industry, which is really, really awesome. We have our specialist high skills majors. What that means is schools will offer a set of courses which are geared towards that subject area. So for instance, if they have a SHISM in transportation technology, students will take a bunch of courses that will revolve around that, and they try and incorporate that into all their other courses. So for instance, when they go to math, they may gear their math more towards transportation technology than they would without a SHISM. Your Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program, students are actually working towards earning an apprenticeship while they're in high school. So you've got students in grade 11 that could be working towards their future career right there, and they can come out of high school with a really good advancement in towards their apprenticeship. So if they're going into those trades, really great opportunity. And then we've got our dual credit program. So that is where students in high school can earn high school credits as well as university or college credits at the same time. So dual, you're working in one course and you're getting credits in two different areas at the same time. Great opportunity for students. We also have Skills Ontario, where students are able to basically compete. And so they can take their area that they have, whether it's culinary, whether it's transportation, construction, and actually compete at the national or provincial level. And that actually starts in grade 8, I believe. Where does this fit in? Basically, you need 18 compulsory courses, 18 courses that you have to take, and then 12 that are optional for you for a total of 30 credits. So technology, trades and technology falls under group 3. There's 3 different groupings of course. You could do this, this, or this. If you choose trades and technology, that satisfies your group 3 requirement for your compulsory credits. And then finally, you have your electives. If you continue on in trades and technology, then it goes towards your elective courses. So courses that you're choosing to take. Career opportunities, this is the area where I fly. We are finding they're looking for people in almost every single sector and every single industry that's out there. And so there's a lot of opportunity there for students. So I've got about a minute left. I just want to get to the last part here. This slide here, I put this up here. This is Mike Rowe, host of Dirty Jobs. He is a big advocate of just basically the trades and technology. And we're lending money we don't have to kids who can't pay it back to train them for jobs that no longer exist. That's nuts. And I'm certainly not trying to downplay any post-secondary opportunity that students follow. it really just leads into this next slide, which I really like. I really hope that we get rid of that stigma, that stereotype, and that we normalize sending kids to trade schools after high school without making them feel that they're less than four-year university kids. So if that student comes up and says, I'm really interested in construction, I'm really interested in welding, I'm really interested in plumbing, whatever the trade is, I hope that we turn the conversation into how do we get you there, as opposed to what we tend to hear at times is, but you could be doing this instead. So that I really hope that people help end that stigma and stereotype as we encourage students to go this route. Bunch of resources there for you, all the things that I just talked about. If you want to investigate more about the courses or OYAP or any of that sort of stuff, those links are there for you. Again, I put the presentation in the chat, and I'm happy to post that again if people need it. And with that, I think I ended right on time again. I really thank you for joining us tonight. I hope that you are looking at these trades and technology courses that we have to offer and you're excited about it. And we're excited to see you join us. If you're not able to stick around and ask questions, the contact information is there. You're welcome to email myself or James should you have any questions. And I highly encourage you speak to student services and your guidance counselors should you have a pathway that you want to investigate to make sure that it's the right one for you and that the school you are attending will have those options for you. So with that, you're welcome to stick around and ask questions, but I believe it's our time. We have 5 minutes until our next session starts. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Oh. One person posted, James, in the Q&A that they got the Vanna White reference. So
Yeah, I saw that. I was just looking at that now. I thought I had up on my other screen, but I had the chat on one screen, not the question and answer on the other.
I did the same thing. Yeah.
I mean, there was really no answer to it, so it's fine. But yeah, no, I think it's perfect with the video. The video is nice, but yeah, you're right. It takes up too much time.
It's too long. No, 15 minutes is too quick. We got I think a few people showing up here. Got 2 more minutes. So folks, if you're joining us for the TIJ presentation, welcome. We'll get started in a couple minutes here. We're hoping that you're finding the sessions tonight informative. You're getting the answers you need, or it's creating new questions. I know I never thought of that. That would be awesome to investigate. We hope that you're finding tonight's sessions beneficial so far, and I hope to keep that. If you are, I hope to keep that trend alive with this third presentation. And with that, I think we're at 8 o'clock, so we'll get started because we have quite a bit to go through. So if you're joining us here tonight, you're here to learn a little bit more about our TIJ 1.0 course, and how it's the beginning of your trades and technology journey. So tonight, I will be speaking briefly about the TIJ, about the TIJ course, but I really will be talking about technology as a whole within the OCDSB and your different options, because once you enter into the trades and technology area, there's a whole bunch of different pathways that open up for you. And so tonight, I'm going to give you a little snippet of each of those pathways. And if something kind of sticks with you, please feel free to investigate that. In order to investigate it, I'm going to post in the chat a link to the presentation that I'm going to do tonight. So just in case I have to go through too quickly through something, there's a link there you wanted to check out. By all means, grab that link, copy and paste it somewhere, and take a look at it afterwards. And with that, we'll get started with some introductions. My name is Scott Hughes. I'm a communications technology teacher at Glebe Collegiate, and I'm also serving as the subject council chair for trades and technology in the OCDSB. And with me is my partner in crime. We'll see how old you are as I make these references. The Vanna White to my Pat Sajak, the Laurel to my Hardy, or the Robin to my Batman, Mr. James Cleveland. And he is joining us from the board. He's a trades and technology teacher. He teaches transportation technology, or auto. And he's currently serving as our trades and technology curriculum support teacher at the board level. So he's going to be monitoring the Q&A section at the bottom. So if you have any questions as we go on through this session, please feel free to type in some questions there. I'm going to try and go quickly because I'm a talkative individual. So here, let's give this a shot. So here's our agenda for this evening. We're going to talk about the different options you have when it comes to entering courses in trades and technology. We'll talk about different pathways that are available to students should they want to investigate it further. We've got some information about grad requirements and how technology fits in there. And then really quickly, we'll talk about career opportunities and the options that are available for you. And then I'll give you some resources as well that you can take with you. So we offer, all schools in Ontario have the option of offering one of 10 broad-based technologies. And some schools offer multiple of these, some will offer fewer. It really depends on really the size of the school. But there are 10 different options for you, for students, when they go into trades and technology. Now, when you're looking at these types of courses, it's really important that you pay attention to that middle character. So all trades courses start with the letter T. After that, that middle character tells you what kind of trades and technology course, it is. We've had students that have selected wrong because they just saw the letter T and they checked it off, or they heard computers or they heard building and they checked it and they didn't realize what they were getting into. So it's really important you pay attention to that middle character, as it really represents what course you're talking about. So for instance, if you're talking about TGJ, you're going into communication technology and you're investigating more multimedia and videography, graphic design, animation. So more the artistic side of kind of technology. Some courses will offer emphasis courses as well. So I mentioned all those subject areas, all those options, it's all put into one course, so you learn a little bit about everything. Some schools will choose to do an emphasis course. So for instance, for communication technology, they may only want to focus on animation. So they'll offer an emphasis course, which is just animation. So if you're signing up for communication technology, you look for that letter G, and then after that, it comes down to whether the school is offering an emphasis course or not. Are we learning a little bit of everything, or are we focusing on one particular topic? And all broad-based technology courses offer these emphasis courses, but I'm going to focus mainly on that middle character and what it represents. TEJ is our computer technology courses. So think of computer engineering. You're learning about networking. You're learning about the internal workings of the computer. Construction technology, now you're getting into building. When it comes to construction, we've got a couple different ways that students can go, though. We kind of tend to call it woodworking, but you can go the construction route, which is more the house building and framing, or you can go woodworking, which is more cabinet making. So there's a couple different ways that schools can go. So make sure, again, focus on that middle character and which one is it that your school will be offering. Green industries. So if we're talking about techniques for planting and harvesting, so that's your THJ. TXJ is hairstyle and aesthetics. We have a couple schools in our city that offer this course. It's really, really awesome courses. And sorry, I should go back to that. That's where we're talking about makeup, nail care. We're talking about hairstyling and those sorts of topics. Healthcare is our TPJ courses. So we're talking about personal health. We're talking about potentially dental services even. We're talking about there's other options here like pharmacy services. So you're talking more about the health side of technology, hospitality and tourism. So now we're getting into travel planning. We're talking about potentially culinary, so cooking, nutrition, those sorts of areas, manufacturing technology. So now we're into kind of like computer aided manufacturing. So if you're talking about CNC, where you can program a design into a computer and then have a machine either carve it out for you or cut it out for you. That's where these courses tend to go. We have our technological design. So now we're getting more into the drafting and architectural design side of technology. And then finally, we have transportation technology, which is more the best description I've ever heard was just if it has an engine, you learn about it. So it could be a car, it could be a snowmobile, motorcycle, it could be a snowblower, because you may have to get it tuned up pretty quickly, depending on how our weather goes. These courses are all offered from the grades 10 through 12. So those 10 courses that I just mentioned, those 10 broad-based technologies are offered from the grades 10 to 12. So the question becomes, my child is going into grade 9. So how does this benefit them? They have a couple different options when they go into grade 9. And the first one, the one that I would suggest, is the TIJ course. The TIJ course, TIJ 1.0, is exploring technologies. What schools will do is they have the opportunity to give students a snippet of all this, the broad-based technologies they offer at their school. So for instance, I'll use Glebe as an example, because that's where I am right now. That we've got communication technology, we've got computer engineering, and then we've got construction. So we have 3 different broad-based technologies that are being offered here. When they enter the TIJ course, they will get a course broken up into those 3 subject areas, so that students at the end of grade 9 can decide, well, I really like this area. So for instance, if they decide I really like construction, then in grade 10, they can start going in towards the construction stream. I really like ComTech, they can go that way. Engineering, you get the idea. So it gives them a brief overview of all that's offered at that school. That's usually the way that schools offer it, so that students in grade 10, when technology becomes a bit more of a spider web as to what direction they want to go, they can make informative choices. The other thing I wanted to mention about our tech courses is that they're offered or they're taught by red sealed and industry experienced teachers. So one of the requirements from the College of Teachers is that our technology teachers are either red sealed in areas such as welding, construction, transportation technology, or that they have industry experience when it comes to areas maybe even like soft tech, like communication technology. So students or teachers are bringing real world experience into the classroom, which is really beneficial for our students as we help them make decisions going forward, because they're bringing most recent information with them into the classroom. So your different pathways. There's a video here, which I highly suggest, again, use that link that I provided in the chat. I'm happy to post it there again. So if you need me to post it again, just post that, let me know in the Q&A section. Put on by OCTE, which is our Ontario Council for Technological Education. And they really help promote and steerhead the trades and technology within Ontario. And so there's some great resources for there. And this is the information from the video that I'm going to summarize for you. Grade 9 and 10 courses, the last character is an O, which means it's open, which means any student can take it. There's no prerequisite, and it doesn't matter which pathway they're looking at going, whether it's university, whether it's college, whether it's workplace, it doesn't matter. It's open. All the students are coming together, and it's more of an investigation level. Excuse me. They're able to just sample the course, find out if it's something that they're interested in. When they get to grade 11 and 12, this is where it gets a little bit more, I'm not going to say complicated, but there's more options. O continues to be open. Anybody can take it. So grade 10, grade 11, if you have a course, let's say TGJ3O, it's open, no prerequisite, anybody can take it. The other ones are, if you're going the college stream, then you would take a C level course, which means you're going more, you might be going to Algonquin College, and these courses tend to be a little bit more hands-on. Excuse me. The university college level ends with M, and that's a combination of the hands-on and potentially theoretical as well. So we're bringing in that side of it as well. And then finally, for those students that may be entering the workforce right out of secondary school, there is E level courses, which allows them to investigate the topic and then go directly into the workforce after secondary school. Excuse me. Grade 11 courses do not have a prerequisite. So when it comes to trades and technology, students in grade 10 and 11 can join a course and don't have to worry about a prerequisite. This allows them to try it out. So we talked about grade 9. I really like this stream. They try in grade 10 and maybe they decide, you know what? It's not really for me. This is what I want. I want to try a different trade, a broad-based technology course. They haven't lost anything. In grade 11, they can choose something different. So maybe they try construction and they decide, I just want to try something different. Really enjoyed that. I'm going to go over to manufacturing and try that out. They can do that between grade 10 and 11. Absolutely not a problem. However, in grade 12, that's where you have to have the prerequisite. So you have to have taken the grade 11 to take the grade 12 course. So it's really important that students plan ahead so that they know, they don't want to get into grade 12 and then find out, well, I want to take this grade 12 level, but I never took the grade 11. So it's really important that you talk to your guidance counselors, student services to ensure that you're going along the right pathway. Other options that are available for students in the trades and technology, they can do co-op, which allows them to learn on the job, which is a great opportunity. We have our Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program, which is OYAP, students working towards an apprenticeship while they're in high school. So they can come out of high school already kind of a step ahead at certain levels of their apprenticeship. So a really great opportunity for them. We have SHISM, which is basically where we try to gear almost all or as many as we can of their high school courses towards that topic. So for instance, I'll use James as an example. A student is taking a SHISM in transportation technology. We will try and give them opportunities, certifications that all revolve around transportation technology. So maybe in math, they're able to create assignments and things like that go towards transportation technology. As opposed to, I don't want to say just the regular math course, but we'll gear it towards that kind of interest for them. There's a ton of information about SHISM and actually a whole workshop about it. So I'll leave that at there. And then the last thing is our dual credit. Students in high school can actually earn university or college credits at the same time. So take one course and get credit in 2 different areas. So another great opportunity for them. There's also skills competitions where students will compete. And so in, say, graphic design, house building, transportation technology, welding, they'll actually compete at a provincial and national level. So that's a great opportunity for them. And that actually starts in grade 8 as well. Where do these courses fit in your graduation requirements? In order to graduate in Ontario, 2 of the requirements, you have to take 18 compulsory courses. These are the courses you have to do, and then 12 that you get to choose from all the courses that your school has to offer. Trades and technology falls into group 3. So what they say is you have to take X number of courses from group 1, this many courses from group 2, and this many courses from group 3. So within group 3, you can choose trades and technology, check, you got your group 3 course. That's where it falls into the compulsory level. However, the other 12 optional credits, which are known as electives, students can continue to go in trades and technology and check those boxes as they go along. So if you take grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12 manufacturing, you've earned 3 electives right there alone, or even 1 compulsory and 2 electives by just continuing along that pathway. So a great opportunity. Are there career opportunities? Yeah, lots. There are a lot of different opportunities, and the line I use with my students is we're training you for jobs that don't even exist yet. So in high school, if somebody said that they wanted to be a blogger when they grew up, we'd automatically think Frogger, and I'd have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. And we know a lot of YouTube people that are making a lot of money right now off of doing exactly that. So we're training them for jobs that don't even exist yet, which is very exciting. So these students could be adding to this list a job that's not even there yet. But I wanted to end off with this. And when I show this slide, I'm certainly not trying to discourage any pathway when I say that we're lending money we don't have to kids who can't pay it back to train them for jobs that no longer exist. That's nuts. And that's a quote by Mike Rowe, host of Dirty Jobs, who's a big advocate for trades and technology. Again, I don't say that to discourage any pathway. I say it because we need to encourage students in whatever pathway they want to choose. So I really like this quote again by Mike Rowe: normalize sending kids to trade schools after high school without making them feel like they're less than four-year university kids. I really think if a student comes up and says they want to do manufacturing, they want to do construction, they want to do whatever, we should turn to and just say, basically, how can we make that happen? What do we need to investigate? What is your best option to get there? And really, is it the right career choice for you right now? So going that way, as opposed to, I find the stereotype is really you want to go into the trades, but you could be doing blank. I don't know why we start saying that there should be a different option. If this is the option they want, then I think we need to start normalizing that. That's where I go with that statement. A lot of resources here for you. So if I said something that you brushed on, I really want to learn more about that. Resources here about OYAP, SHISM, all of our courses. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions, feel free to put it in the Q&A. Happy to answer them for you. Otherwise, if you feel you need to move on to your other session, because we are in our last 5 minutes here, I put our contact information there for both myself and James. Please feel free to reach out. I would highly suggest as well that you speak to your guidance counselor and student services at your current high school or the high school you'll be going to, should you have any questions about the programs that those schools have to offer. But with that, I really thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate you listening to me ramble. Hopefully you found it informative. Again, if you enjoyed it, my name's Scott Hughes. If you didn't, my name's James Cleveland. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. But if you have questions, feel free, pop them in the book. Hi, folks that are just joining us here for the 8:20 session. So we'll be talking about TIJ and your options when it comes to trades and technology within the OCDSB and really any Ontario high school. We'll get started here in a few minutes. But we thank you for joining us. Welcome to those that are joining us. Glad you can join us. With that, we'll get started. It's 8:20. And if my last presentations have taught me anything, we got to get moving. So here we go. Thanks for joining us. Like I just said, tonight we're going to be talking about the TIJ 1.0 course and how it's the beginning to your trades and technology journey at the secondary level. Tonight, what I want to do is talk about the different tech courses that we do have to offer at the secondary level and how TIJ falls in there, and different opportunities that students will have throughout their high school career. So with that, excuse me, I'll start off with some introductions. My name is Scott Hughes. I'm a communication technology teacher at Glebe Collegiate, and I'm also currently serving as the subject council chair for trades and technology within the OCDSB. The next introduction will be a test to see how old some of our attendees are as I make these references. So we've got the Vanna White to my Pat Sajak, we've got the Laurel to my Hardy, we've got the Robin to my Batman. James Cleveland is with us as well. James joins us as the Trades and Technology Curriculum Support from the OCDSB, as well as he is a transportation technology teacher. James is going to be monitoring the chat, the Q&A session section that you have within Zoom. So if at any point you have a question, please feel free to post that in there and we'll answer it to the best of our ability or guide you to where you can find that answer. So without further ado, my plan, hopefully we can get through all of this, is to talk about the courses, the broad-based technology courses that we offer. So we'll mention that briefly. We'll talk about the different pathways that students have once they enter the trades and technology subject area within Ontario. We'll talk about how technology falls into your graduation requirements. We will mention, I'm going to go through briefly about career opportunities, and then I've got some resources for you. Now, because I will be going fairly quickly through some stuff, you may feel that there was a resource there that you would have appreciated having. So in the chat area, hopefully you can all see that now. I have posted a link to the presentation that I'm going to be running through tonight. So if at any point you wanted to go back to it and grab a link that was in there, please feel free to do so. So without further ado, within the OCDSB in Ontario, we offer 10 broad-based technology courses, and I've got some images that are there for you, and they range from the hard tech courses like construction to soft tech, which would be more our computer engineering, to more maybe even aesthetic or culinary. Now, when students are choosing their course, when it comes to course selection time in February, they really want to pay attention to that middle character. All tech courses start with the letter T, and then that middle character dictates what course it is within the technology realm. So for instance, if they choose TGJ, they are going into communication technology. That's the multimedia course where they learn about photography, animation, graphic design, courses that are a little bit more at the artistic level, and using technology in order to create those products. Now, some schools will also offer emphasis courses, which means instead of offering all those topics in one course and learning a little bit about each of them, they will choose to emphasize just one topic. So for instance, animation. So you want to take a look at that. G represents communication technology, and that last character will dictate whether it's the J, which is a little bit of everything, or if it's an emphasis course, which means they're going to focus on a subject area. So you may want to talk about, when you're signing up for a course, talk to guidance and your student services about what exactly is involved in that course and whether it's geared towards, like I said, emphasis, or if it's going to evolve a little bit more. Computer technology. So now we're getting into networking and the inner workings of a computer. We have construction technology, which is house building, so construction, that angle, but there's also woodworking. So there are two different courses there that students have an option of doing. Woodworking is cabinet making and more in that direction, whereas construction is more the house building side of it. Green industries. So now we're getting into harvesting, landscape design, even floral design, and going, so some schools offer that broad-based technology. We have hairstyling and aesthetics, where now we're talking about, as I mentioned, so hairstyling, we're talking about hair care, we're talking about nails, we're talking about any of the aesthetics. We have a couple schools within our board that offer that course. Truly awesome subject area. We have our TPJ, which is our healthcare area. We have TFJ, which is our hospitality and tourism. So now we're getting into travel planning and culinary skills. We have our TMJ, which is our manufacturing technology. This is where we're using computer-aided manufacturing. So where students will make a design on the computer and then have a machine either carve it or cut it out of a material for them. We have technological design, which is more, which is the architecture and using drafting skills. So using programs like AutoCAD to create designs. And then we have our transportation technology, where the best description I've ever heard was if it has an engine, you learn about it. So students will learn how to fix anything from, or how to work with a car, a snowmobile, a motorcycle, a snowblower, as we're probably going to need pretty soon here in the Ottawa area. So students will learn about anything really with an engine. So those courses are offered from the grade 10 to grade 12 level. So if you're sitting here and you've got a student that's in grade 8 that is investigating their options for grade 9, you might be thinking, well, how does this help them? They have to wait till grade 10 to take this? No, they can take the TIJ 10, which is the Exploring Technologies course. This is how it fits in. So schools will offer certain broad-based technologies. So I'll use Glebe as an example because that's where I am right now. We've got communication technology, we have construction technology, and we have computer engineering. So we have 3 broad-based technologies that we are offering here at our school. Students in the grade 9 course will be able to get a sampling of each of those courses. So they'll get a little bit of computer engineering, a little bit of CommTech, and they'll get a little bit of construction. At the end of the year, at the end of grade 9, students can then decide which one of those pathways that they enjoyed. So they can continue on in either one or multiple of those pathways. If they decided, I really like construction, then they've at least had that experience, as opposed to signing up for a course that they haven't had any previous experience in it and find out that it really isn't for them. So it kind of gives them that little teaser so they can make good choices going into the grade 10 level. So that's the TIJ 10 course that leads into all of our grade 10 to 12 courses. Really important to know too, our technology teachers are either red sealed or have industry experience. So in courses such as transportation technology, manufacturing, teachers will be red sealed trained in that subject area. They also will be industry experienced. So they actually have to have 5 years wage earning experience in the industry before they can become a trades and technology teacher. So they're bringing that real world experience into the classroom, which is so beneficial for our students. So when it comes to the pathways in trades and technology, this is the video. I've got a great video here. I highly suggest, if you can get the link to the presentation, have a look at it. It's made by OCDSB, which is our Ontario Council for Technological Education. And it talks about the pathways and the options that you have when you go into STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This is what the video emphasizes. In grade 9 and 10, you are entering open level courses, which means there is no prerequisite. Anybody can take them. It doesn't matter what pathway you're chosen, whether, what grade level you're at, anybody can take it. So really, students could bypass that TIJ course and go straight to the grade 10 level if they wanted to. I don't know that I would suggest that, but it is an option for them. So open, there's no prerequisite. You don't have to take any prior courses or have any prior knowledge. You're coming into it completely fresh. At the grade 11 and 12 level, that's where things get a little bit different. And there's multiple different pathways depending on what your school offers. So there's the open level, again, anybody can take it. There's the college level. For students that are going the college pathway, we have our C-level courses, which prepares them for college courses. Excuse me. For university, we also have University College, which is an M-level course. That allows students to, they get the hands-on with the theoretical as well. So whether they're going post-secondary university or college, these courses will count towards either of those options for them. And then we have workplace courses. E-level courses, and I apologize, the examples that I put down here are I've mistyped. That should be TPJ3E and THJ4E. E is for our students that are going to be entering the workforce directly out of high school. This prepares them for that. So those are the 4 different levels that you can take at the 11 and 12 level, depending on what your school offers. Now, the grade 11 courses do not have a prerequisite. That means students don't have to take the grade 10 to go into the grade 11. That allows students to come out of the TIJ, investigate a trade or technology, maybe decide that they want to try something else. Well, they don't have to say, oh, well, I decided to take this in grade 10, so now I'm out of luck for grade 11. Absolutely not. They could choose to pick up another one. So maybe they took construction, loved it, took it at the grade 11 level, but they also want to try a different trade or technology course. They can do that at the grade 11 level. No prerequisite is needed. However, in the grade 12 level, this is where you're preparing for college and university. You need that grade 11 level because the grade 12 level is a building on skills. So you have to have taken the grade 11. So as you plan out your courses throughout your high school career, keep that in mind that if you really like a subject area, then you're going to need to take the grade 11 to continue on. I just don't want to see students get to the grade 12 level, want to try a trade. They're going to have to take the grade 11. So as long as they're okay with that, that's fantastic. But if you want the grade 12 level, you have to take the grade 11. There are a bunch of different options for them as well, as far as co-op. So you can get real world experience. So you're on the job learning. I've got a student right now that's doing broadcasting and working with individuals in that industry. So he's getting course credit while working on the job. There's OYAP, which is Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program, where students are actually working towards their apprenticeship while they're in high school. So they can come out of high school earning levels towards their apprenticeship. Again, right out of high school. So a really great opportunity for those students that want to get into the trades. We have our specialist high skills major. There was a whole presentation on that tonight for those that maybe attended that. That is where basically we gear their high school experience towards kind of a subject area. So for instance, I'll use James as an example, transportation technology. Their school offers a SHISM in transportation technology. We kind of gear their whole high school experience towards that subject area and offer different certifications within that topic. So a great opportunity for them. And then finally, the dual credit program, which allows students to earn high school credits and university or college credits at the same time. So one course, and they get credits towards two different institutions, their high school as well as a post-secondary institution as well. So great opportunity for students. We also have Skills Ontario, where basically they can take their knowledge in trades and technology and compete against other people. So it's kind of the Trades and Technology Olympics. We've got options, there's options for construction, transportation, manufacturing, graphic and design. There's a whole bunch of different competitions that students can compete in, both at the local, not both, but at the local, provincial, and national level. So there is actually Skills Canada, as you see right there, or Skills Ontario. So a couple of great opportunities that I believe starts in grade 8 for students as well. Where does this fit into your graduation requirements? You have 18 compulsory courses, so courses that you have to complete, as well as 12 optional, 12 that you get to choose from. Within your compulsory courses, there's 3 groupings of courses. So a bunch in group A, you have to do a certain number in this group, a certain number in group 2, and a certain number in group 3. Group 3, you have to do 1, and trades and technology falls into that group. Sorry, I just had somebody at the door here. I'm just in a presentation here. So there is, if you take trades and technology, it falls into group 3. It satisfies that compulsory. You have 12 optional credits, which means if you continue on in trades and technology, so if you take the grade 10, the grade 11, and grade 12 level in a subject area, you can get that compulsory group 3, as well as 2 of your electives checked off by just continuing in trades and technology. So you can sample a bunch of different courses and have it go towards your electives. Are there career opportunities for you? There absolutely are. There's Red Seal opportunities for you. There are in every single broad-based technology that we offer, there are jobs available for you. So I'm going through this quickly because I certainly can't list them all, but this is the one I wanted to list. And as I put this slide on there, I'm certainly not trying to downplay any educational path that students choose or any pathway that they choose after high school. But I like this quote that we're lending money that we don't have to kids who can't pay it back to train them for jobs that don't exist. That's nuts. So when I put this, again, I'm not trying to put down any pathway that students choose. I'm just trying to put this in everyone's minds. Normalize sending kids to trade schools after high school without making them feel like they're less than 4-year university kids. And I truly believe that. I really want to end the stereotype of why would you choose this trade? You could be doing, but if that's what they're truly passionate about and there's opportunities for them, why wouldn't we encourage that and investigate that? And what I love about it is that we're training students for jobs that don't even exist yet. So I look at my high school days, if somebody said they wanted to be a blogger, we would have absolutely no idea what they were talking about. And now we know YouTube people that are making a lot of money off of making videos. So the opportunities are there. And students are creating, or these individuals are creating the jobs. So they don't exist yet and they're building them. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. There's some resources here for you about everything I just mentioned, from BBTs to SHISM, co-op, dual credit. So again, in the chat, that presentation link, that slide is there for you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 30 seconds over. I apologize. I thank you for joining us. I hope you found this informative. Should you have any questions, feel free to put it in the Q&A, or you could reach out to us. The contact info is there. So I'm Scott Hughes and James Cleveland at the board level. I also highly suggest you speak to student services and your guidance counselors to find out what your options and opportunities are at your respective schools. Again, I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. And I wish you all the best in your trades and technology future. Again, if you have questions, please feel free to put it in the Q&A. So the question that came up here, a brief summary of what can be happening in grade 9. I can do that, absolutely. Let me just go back here real quick and find my slide quickly. Right here. This is what happens in grade 9. So what happens is we offer 10 broad-based technology courses in the grades 10 through 12 levels. So everything that you can see here, communication technology, hospitality, tourism, you can see those parts. Grade 9, what schools will do is give you a snippet of all the courses that they offer in one level. So for instance, I'll use Glebe as an example. We have construction technology, computer engineering, and communication technology. Those are the three. So in our grade 9 TIJ level, we'll give students those three topics in their grade 9 year. So they get a brief snippet of it. And then that way in their grade 10 level, they can decide, I really like this, this broad-based technology, I'm going to go that route. So for instance, I really enjoy construction. I'm going to take the grade 10 construction course. So it gives them, schools will give them a snippet of what that particular school has to offer. Hopefully that answers your question. You're very welcome.